two little ones at the time, 2.5 and 7 months, and Pam came with her two girls, Diana and Amy. And we were young mothers, just kind of needing support and all, and talking to each other, and what frustrations we had and whatnot. And through the years and all of that, we ended up just becoming friends. Back in the day when this was a main street, we had trees growing in it, we would be over there cutting up strips, tearing strips of cloth and rolling them for trips for the hand for cuttings for the bandages. And we had a study in the library, and not the library, but in our kitchen around the table in there. And during that time, I remember Ellen ended up working one day and told us that the shuttle had flown up, another Challenger. We were all together in there. And so there's some of those memories. And then other times with just Pam and all of us doing jazzercise in the sanctuary. And had our godly dinner doing that. We didn't have this. And so the crafts came too. Well, crafts were, Pam was, she did the leading us a lot, I remember. We had made pumpkins out of, our dryer heads or hoses, and we used them for decorations. And so all of her wisdom during the years of all that has come back to us, and we get, and I have that memory always. So there's just been a lot. We've done Row Ranch together, which we love. That was one of the things that was a big highlight. And I'm trying to think about Emmaus group being together, and Meals on Wheels doing that. So there's just a lot of good memories there. And of course, Rick was always our helper whenever we needed to come here for fellowship, and caregiving we helped set up and all that. So thank you for that too. And out of the caregivers that we did grew our funeral. I don't know what we'd call ourselves, not really a director, but we organizers. And so I'm losing that partner too. So it's like one thing after another. But anyway, we just all through the years have just had nothing but good memories, really, just all great memories. And I was the other day sitting and when I was trying to think of what to say for this, thinking of the trips that we've taken together, even going out to visit, Karen and Quint, and when they had moved out, see Karen Creek out there in Alpine, and going to Bulverde and looking at their a crosswalk up there at one of their churches because we wanted to do it here. And of course, we had to make another trip up there again because we didn't remember what was what. And did a little shopping and a little bit eating. When I remember telling my girls that the Millers were moving, and they all had some good memories too. And Sarah, our youngest, she ends up sending me this little thing that one of her girlfriends actually had sent her that morning. And it says, "We need sisters in Christ. Sisters in Christ have a heart for you. They love you unconditionally, and they will never waver from Jesus. Once you find them, don't let them go." So Pam, expect us on your door. We're going to be coming up and put shelf paper down.
Got a regulation stuff down, I think. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Not close. I got it? Is that better?
It's on.
All right, can you hear it now?
Yeah.
All right,
Just talk loud.
that's not a problem. Saying goodbye to family and good friends is it's a very difficult thing to do anytime. But Rick and Pam are both. They're family here and they're good friends to each and every one of us. They're anchors in the life of this church. They've been,
your mouth.
what else? I'm getting my normal correction. Do
Gotta
what?
keep it close to your mouth so they can.
How's that? Okay. They've been members of Holy Trinity for 40 years, and they've been anchors in this congregation. And it's been a privilege to socially and spiritually worship with them over the years. It really has. When they relocate, or should I say desert, I sometimes wonder what my memories will be when I think about it. And
You have a memory.
I think about that to start with Rick. Rick is a quiet man. He doesn't say a whole lot, but when he does, it does you good to listen. But he has another side too. We went to a Mardi Gras parade once. And I don't know, the man's crazy when he wants those beats. He pushes and he shoves and he will fight you for every inch to get some of those beats that those pretty girls are throwing off those slopes. He's just fun to be with. One of my favorite thoughts and memories will be he and I shared some time going to University of Texas football games. And that was back when they were losing and he was still yelling real loud. So, he's a lot of fun. And I don't know if I should talk about this next thing, but some of you may not know this, but Rick is a heavy drinker. And we witness this socially when we go out sometimes with the Millers. But most of us will order water or iced tea, and Rick orders Dr. Pepper. As long as they keep bringing them, he keeps drinking. He has a problem with drinking. He's addicted. He's also, as Gail said earlier, a very good worker. When things around the church need to be done, he's always here. But he also has a secret life as a wild child dancer. And you'll see some of this later on. Those are just a few of the things that I'll remember. Pam is very near and dear to me. I had a wonderful brother before God took him home. But I never had a little sister. But Pam has stepped in and for many, many years has been the best little sister that anybody in the world can have. And I cherish that. She's easy for me to tease with. Yeah. Easy to tease with and to carry on. We have a lot of fun. We can lean on each other about things like this. She always has a smile on her face. She always has a big hug that warms my soul. She's been so helpful to Linda in times when she's needed her. She's been the best friend you can ask for anybody to be. And that is what you remember, is the warmth and friendship that she gives to me. Man, that's a big tough. I could go on and on and on and talk forever and ever about this wonderful couple, but this is all the time that they allow me. And I do want to say there's going to be some sadness in their leaving. But the beautiful part is that they're not taking their friendship or their love with them. They're leaving it here for us. They're leaving it here for us to share and to remember all of the things that they've done in the life of this congregation. And they're leaving their love and friendship because that is the tie, as the old hymn says, that's the tie that binds. Blessed be the tie that binds. And Pam and Rick, all I can say is all the love in the world goes with you. And we'll miss you dearly and greatly.
Hold up your mouth and
Yeah, before you get over here. I'll lean against the piano. That way I won't fall, right?
I'll catch you.
tacky. Might as well be me. Pristine Pam. You know, it's really hard to have a friend like Pam. Someone who's always put together. Everything matches. The hair is perfect. She has clothes for every holiday, every season. And it's her perfection also extends, of course, to the home. And if you have a question about anything, or you don't know someone, just ask Pam. She'll tell you. We've been friends for 39 years. And I guess for that long, I love her in spite of her perfection. We've both been members of the Alamo Heritage Quilt Guild for a long time, and both of us have been officers on the board together. We are in the same quilt bee, and we go to the same quilt retreats. And so one thing that Buddy was talking about is I've had a tendency to fall, no balance, and Pam is there. I go to the quilt retreat, she's going out to bring stuff in. I'm dropping things as usual, she's there picking it up. She's always helpful, and she reminds me of my mother, because she is caring and giving, and she tells me what to do. Rick and Pam have worn a lot of hats in this church as ushers and elders, and Pam has also been moderator of HTPW. It's hard for me to see in the dark. She leaves her mark everywhere when you look at the church. You look at church banners and crosswalk, Meals on Wheels, funeral coordinator, and there's so much more. They have been our pew partners for many years, and I really dread it when I look and they're not there, and I don't like it. I try to think of every way to get them to stay, but I haven't been successful. Here are similarities with Pam and myself. Theology, politics, creativity, cooking, and height. Oh, temperament. Both of us have a temper. And ways that we differ, Pam is disciplined, I'm not. Pam is thin, I'm not. And Pam likes to shop, and I don't. But in spite of that, we've had so much fun together, cruising down the Danube, Mardi Gras, cruise, games night. We would go to Beethoven's at Fiesta and have a good time. And we have had a lot of good times. I'm blessed to know this couple, to call them friends and have them in my life. I am a part of all whom I have met, and I think that Pam is one of those best parts in me. I do have a parting gift. Pam is going to be there with grandchildren and kids, and she's going to maybe become even a little more pristine than she is now. In other words, she's not going to be around Martha and me to give her some bad habits. So, when Vicki, and Vicki's the one between Gretchen and Chuck here, when her dad passed away, she willed this book to Buddy. And it is a giant book of dirty jokes. So we think that Pam needs to take this so that she won't become too pristine. But don't open it in church.
Scary looking at some of those photos when I was a little younger up there. I'm just going to talk about Rick because I think there's been enough said about Pam. Thank you, Linda. Rick and I were part of the famous Rick, Randy batting order. We actually had a softball team at HTPC for years, and one of the previous pastors, Fred, even played on the team, and even Buddy played on the team. It's hard to believe sometimes. But Rick and I roamed the outfield, and we had a great time. And I'll always remember that. Rick was always here, as has been mentioned, for the work Saturdays, men's luncheons. Because Pam and Gail were always with fellowship, Rick and I were always with fellowship. So for the last 25 years or more, we've been here setting up tables, breaking tables down, putting things away, and I'll miss those times. Rick and Pam, thank you so much for the memories, and I hope you take that with you. We'll be up there one of these days to say hi.
Good. I hope so. Thank you.
I'm going to read from my notes so I don't get mixed up. Pam and Rick have been our great friends since 1983. We met here at church on their first Sunday visiting, and it was our son Scotty's baptism. The Millers and the Platts have been together ever since. Gail, Buddy, Linda, and Randy have all talked about the Pam and Rick y'all know and y'all love. I, however, would love to show you a side of Rick and Pam perhaps y'all haven't seen or were aware of. Let's start with a demonstration of Pam's award-winning talent. Pam, will you come up, please? Pam? The hula hoop. Did you do this for a talent show?
Yes, I did it for the,
The talent show we had here?
It was for the generations dinner that we had, and this was my generation with the hula. All right.
No music.
Here's hoping I can still do it.
Do you need your scarf off? Did y'all know that? Pretty impressive, I think. Okay, so she's pretty amazing. Now, let us show you a side of Rick. He keeps hidden most of the time. This was a Christmas USO show for the Quilting Guild. And here we go. Can y'all see?
It's fine.
Great legs.
I walked up to her and I said, "Hi, remember me, Bob Hope?" And she said, "I don't remember the name, but the school is familiar." Johnny, where did you learn to wiggle like that? Oh, what can
Mansfield. There you have it, guys. So Linda can get even the quiet ones out of their comfort zone and be a little wild. And finally, people, we would like to show y'all Pam's wild side.
Without any help.
And why she really wants to go back to Oklahoma. This was on board the American Queen. And we were leaving dinner, and the entertainment was playing, and Pam, well, what can I say? She became the entertainment. Now, if y'all would join us for their send-off song. Ellen?
Okay, we're gonna do it twice.
Okay, and it's on the table, people. Thank you all for coming, and Pam and Rick's moving date is January 29th. So,
Can I say something?
no, Pam can't say it. You may be afraid.
It's only 2 degrees in Oklahoma.
I know.
You know, once it gets past 32, it's not cold. It's just cold. It's just cold. It really. I have to say, first of all, thank you all for coming. I mean, this is just, I can't believe it. I can't, yeah. But much for coming. And I have to do an explanation about the Oklahoma song. I have no idea where that came from. My daughter, first thing she said was, "Mother, were you drinking?" And I said, "No, I had water." She said, "Well, it would have made more sense if you'd have been drinking." I wasn't, it was just water, I promise. But, and maybe it was just fortuitous that this is where we're going in Oklahoma, and it just brought out the whatever it needed at that particular moment, and they recorded it. So now we have all this, and I said, you know, it's a good thing that I wasn't just, you know, did boring and did nothing. Y'all would have nothing to talk about if you hadn't captured all of this, you know, for this. But anyway, we appreciate and we will take all these memories. I just look out here and I can just see people that I have stories with, that I have done things with, been on committees with, and every one of you is dear to our heart. And thank you so much. I'm going to give this to thank you.
I don't have a lot to add, but is our meeting here, and we've joined the church here and made so many friends for so long. It certainly was a difficult decision to move, but the friendships, long lasting, doing so many things, and a place that we could help has been great. And then if it weren't for a daughter and family, we would not be moving from San Antonio in this church. Just a lot of good people, and then this church has accomplished a lot, and I hope it will be able to, more people will be able to come in and see that this is a good place to be and do things. But we thank you for all the great friendships we've had here. And I guess that's all.
I'll take just a brief moment of pastoral privilege to hog the mic for a second. I don't have a lifetime of memories with Pam and Rick. I've only known them for about 4 years. But in that time, what I will remember and what I will miss is how helpful they both are. Some of you may know this, some of you may not know this, but whenever there's a funeral in the church, and they're in the family of the deceased, and they're wanting some kind of reception after the service here in the family room like we have right now, two people I would call, Gail and Pam, and they would take care of the rest. They would, in a very real sense, minister to that family and make sure everything that they hoped for was accomplished, and make sure that everyone can help comfort the bereaved and offer whatever spread we can cobble together, in a very real sense, offering ministry to that family. And Rick, whenever there's something going on that we need help with at the church, he's here, and you should have seen him a few weeks ago. We're decorating getting the sanctuary undecorated for after the Christmas holiday, and a lot of stuff going up, a lot of stuff coming down, and I'm up on the ladder getting the greens off the railing, and he's down there holding the ladder with me. He's always doing something to chip in any way he can, and he was holding the ladder for me and making sure that if something happened and I fell, I'm very confident that he would have done everything in his power to try to catch me. It would not have ended well for either of us, but I know you would have done your best, like you always do your best, and that's what I'm going to remember about both of you, how helpful and charitable and giving you are. So we're going to miss you, but we're excited for this next chapter in y'all's lives in Oklahoma. All right. That's all that I have.